Okay, the Ottawa shit with the fucking native people, like a lot of them are fucking fake. Okay, like I'm Ojibwe. I've practiced my fucking culture. I chill in my I have family in my reserve. I chill in my reserve. I'm well aware of fucking what's going on in most of the reserves in Canada. I'm well aware of fucking residential schools and a lot of kids dying and them never being found. The thing that's sussy about that is why don't we just look up the old sites of the schools and do ground penetrating radar. Get it over with. Do it. Takes 2 minutes. Do it. Not 2 minutes, but get a ground penetrating radar. Find the old sites. Go to the sites. Sweep them. Okay, they're not there. They're there. Game. Conversation over. The other thing I keep hearing is all this fucking no taxes. Say no to taxes and da 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 da. And now I'm hearing them talk about Bitcoin and shit. Like put Bitcoin aside. Like that was just like their suggestion for whatever shit goes down. But they're saying all these fucking indigenous people that are fucking wearing fucking feathers and fucking beads and they're fucking eighth generation. They don't know who the fuck their grandpa is. They don't know where their actual res is. They don't know any of their actual culture. All they know is that their great grandmother was eighth fucking ninth percent Cherokee and they don't want to get a fucking real job or get a real education or get in touch with their actual main cultural side of their fucking lineage. They decide to play the fucking native card and they think that being native is you don't pay taxes ever, that and you don't contribute, like you don't contribute to the government's, like what the fuck are you talking about? Like everybody's been assimilated, we're all smelted together. Okay, like we got fucked in the whole deal and majority of native people got fucked. Most of the reserves are rife with abuse and they're underfunded and there's a lot of corruption at the top and it's very bizarre, and the whole casino thing is very weird to comprehend too, even as an indigenous person. It's like certain reserves get casinos and other. Okay, it's a whole fucking money racket. Either way, we're trying to do the best we can. We fought with fucking with the white people. No, we fought with the Europeans and stuff during the war, and like we got along. We figured it out. We're slowly figuring it out. Yes, there was a lot of ignorance and I'm like growing up trying to like mention my native heritage. People are like haha, big joke. Like I hear a lot of ignorance and bull crap and it sucks, but that's kind of, there's a little bit of that everywhere. I mean, we got to look after our people, but it's just you see my whole main concern is these fake natives that are coming out and like they won't be able to trace their actual lineage or background. They have no idea what it's like to live on the res or be on the res or be related to anybody who lives the fucking shit ass res life. And even then, like a lot of the people on the res are kind of ignorant of the whole fucking thing because like there's so many different tribes and it's so fractured. But the tribes and the native the indigenous people that are there are like they're established. We have history. It's documented. We have elders that are documented that are have ancestors that have practice real ceremonies and stuff or like have passed down like a lot of knowledge. Like I always see these people doing ceremonies and sage and smudging and da 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 da. Like on the reses, like the most native thing that you see like all the time. Like like we just do powwows all the time. Like yeah, we do have ceremonies. We do go to the sweat lodge. We meet up in teepees and stuff, and like we do um, totem pole carvings and stuff, and carve canoes and build canoes. It's interesting and it's great, and that stuff's great. But these people are coming in like I have fucking dream catchers and feathers and the beads, like I was saying, and they come in looking the part, and then they saying, "Oh, we're not going to pay taxes. This is also we can get free land and pay no taxes because that's what being native is." That's not what being native is. Okay, native people pay taxes. If you live on the res, that's the only circumstance where you're not going to pay taxes on your if you're residing on your res and you're working outside of your res, which is very hard and rare to do. It's very rare to hear people doing, and it's very hard to do. Then you don't pay taxes on your pay. You're still paying taxes every fucking where else. Tax exempt is just GST, even though it's HST, it's all together. It's just GST, no PST. You're not paying government. You're not paying for the government. You're paying for the land that you're like, we're not paying for the land. We're paying for just GST, no PST. Yeah, because the governance. You're paying for the governance, the whole system to keep the system established, right? You're not paying for the land, the provincial sales tax, because it's our land. So it makes sense. So anyway, that's how that works, okay? You pay GST, no PST. PST, provincial sales tax, not charging you for the land. GST, government sales tax, they're charging you for the governance and the whole maintaining of the system, okay? There's no fucking natives in all of Canada that don't pay fucking taxes, okay? That's not a thing. It's not a thing. I don't know, maybe some reserves, my reserve's unceded. We're not part of this. We're a legitimate reserve that's as not part of the system that you can possibly be, and we still fucking pay taxes. I pay taxes all my fucking life. I got free schooling. I only pay GST, not PST, but what is this fallacy of natives don't pay taxes? It's not a thing. It doesn't exist. Okay? Anybody who says that is a fake fucking land grab, 10th generation. I have no idea who my actual grandfather is. They might as well pursue their European lineage because they have more fucking in touch with, they spend more time celebrating Christmas their whole life and whatever than, looking up the reserve and their background and trying to, help raise awareness about the native struggle and shit. You know what I mean? So in a productive way. Not in a way that's like, woo woo, fucking, let me wave a smudge stick around you saying a lot of nice things and talk about the ancestors and the fucking sunrise ceremony. Let's do a fucking sunrise ceremony every 2 days. Like, you're ruining, you're contributing to the colonization and the colonialism, like the modeling of our culture and the actual real diversity that we have between tribes and like actual, like I see it all the time, and it's so brutal because it's not helping. You're not perpetuating the native fucking the native ways. Like, already, like, our culture, like the jingle dancers and stuff, like that's already like assimilation into European like lifestyle. And like now when you have people that are like, it's hard enough for the already established reserves and tribes to get recognized, and now you have, and Métis people are a thing. Like there's a huge amalgamation of French native people and Spanish native people and English native people. But if you really care about the native struggle, focus on the already established reses that are like really fucked up and have no water and have familial abuse and really need like basic infrastructure and basic social services. If we could focus on that before we focus on fucking really, really white fucking guy at fucking the trucker rally telling everybody that he needs his fucking piece of land and he's challenging the government. There's no real natives from the res that are like challenging the government for fucking land that's already been distributed and established. Like, it's always the same people. And like, anyway, you guys should look up Kevin Annett too, because he's kind of the same thing. And it's sad because he started looking up the residential schools 10 years ago, before it was popular looking up dead native kids. He's one of the ones that actually cared. But then he took this whole left field approach where he became one of the, I'm a sovereign native, almost like a sovereign citizen, that sovereign citizen shit. I'm a sovereign native and I'm claiming this land, and anybody who joins my reserve doesn't have to pay taxes. It's like, that's not how it fucking works. You don't know what being native is in Canada? It's fucking struggling, dealing with ignorant people all fucking day, paying taxes, and still never getting ahead. There's no native reserves. You have to leave your res to get an education and to get a good job. And why would you come back to your res and your culture? And why would you go back to the res if you get a good job and you make shit tons of money? The res is, like I said, there's most native reservations have no fucking amenities. There's no college, there's no big native university where natives go to. Like, everything's off res. That's the huge struggle that needs to be addressed. And dead native kids, and residential schools, but those type of, now I don't want to say reparations because I don't, but I mean, the people are still alive that suffered that shit. You know what I mean? So it's a little bit different than an event that happened like maybe like a year, a couple hundred years ago, and that has been addressed for the last couple hundred years. Whereas the real native struggle keeps getting diluted and modeled, and it's just ridiculous. Anyway, that's my rant right now because I'm just what triggered I'm so triggered. Oh yeah, the trucker convoy. I believe in freedom. I don't believe in mandates. I believe in vaccines. Yes, they work, especially for vulnerable demographics. But I don't believe that it should be enforced. I believe that it's caused the mandates have caused extensive socioeconomic damage, psychological damage to kids that can't go out, that commit suicide, businesses and families that haven't been able to prosper as good as they were. So it's just a big shit show. And then you have what I like to call them as fake natives, the fucking trucker rallies, doing their fucking ceremonies and asking for free land and to never pay tax on anything or contribute monetarily to the fucking system that they're taking part in. I don't fucking know.